Consumer Reports tested 28 dark chocolate bars and found every single one contained measurable amounts of lead and cadmium. 71% exceeded their threshold for one or both metals. Some of the highest concentrations came from brands positioned as premium or health-conscious options. Here are the 10 you should reconsider. Brand 10 to skip: store, brand and generic, compound chocolate. This category must be understood before the named brands because it affects everything from cheap holiday chocolate to store brand baking chips. Under FDA regulations at 21 CFR, Part 163, a product can only be called chocolate if it contains cocoa butter as its fat component. Products that replace cocoa butter with palm kernel oil or coconut oil cannot legally carry the word chocolate and must instead use terms like chocolatey, chocolate-flavored, or compound coating. These products can look, melt, and taste similar to real chocolate while legally not being chocolate at all. If the ingredient label lists palm kernel oil or coconut oil before or instead of cocoa butter, you are holding a compound coating. Brand 9 to skip: Nestle milk chocolate products. Nestle uses polyglycerol polyricinoleate (PGPR) as an emulsifier in its standard milk chocolate products. PGPR is derived from castor beans or soybean oil and reduces the viscosity of chocolate during manufacturing, partially replacing the need for cocoa butter. Cocoa butter is the most expensive component of real chocolate and the ingredient responsible for its clean snap and smooth melt. Replacing part of it with PGPR lowers production costs significantly. The FDA and European Food Safety Authority classify PGPR as safe, but its presence tells you that the cocoa butter content is lower than it would otherwise be, and that the texture is being engineered partly by chemistry rather than purely by the quality of the cacao. Brand 8 to skip: Mars confections, including M&Ms and Snickers. Mars, the manufacturer behind M&Ms, Snickers, Twix, and Milky Way, uses PGPR across its chocolate confection lines. The ingredient appears on published ingredient panels for multiple Mars products. Mars also uses soy lecithin alongside PGPR, creating a dual emulsifier system designed to maximize factory flow efficiency while minimizing cocoa butter content. Chowhound's reporting on PGPR specifically named Mars among the major brands using the ingredient as cocoa prices rose, with Reuters reporting cocoa butter prices surging 60% in 2023 and 88% in the first half of 2024. Brand 7 to skip: Hershey's milk chocolate. Hershey's use of PGPR is documented on the company's own website, which states that PGPR makes up less than 1% of its milk chocolate and improves consistency for pouring into molds. Chowhound noted that Hershey's once took a stance against PGPR during a 2015 consumer demand wave for simpler ingredients, then reversed that position as cocoa butter prices rose. Consumer Reports also flagged certain Hershey's dark chocolate products, including the special dark variety, for concerning levels of lead in its December 2022 laboratory testing. Brand 6 to skip: Dove dark chocolate. Dove markets itself as a step above standard confectionery chocolate with a premium positioning. Consumer Reports' December 2022 testing found Dove dark chocolate among the brands with the highest cadmium concentrations of the 28 products tested. Cadmium is classified by the World Health Organization as a Group 1 carcinogen that accumulates in the body over time, primarily affecting the kidneys. Unlike lead, which enters cocoa through post-harvest soil exposure during drying, cadmium is absorbed by the cacao plant directly from the soil as it grows, which is why sourcing decisions have a direct effect on final cadmium levels. Brand 5 to skip: Chocolove dark chocolate. Chocolove is a Colorado-based brand built around premium single-origin dark chocolate with higher cacao percentages. Consumer Reports testing found Chocolove among the brands with the highest lead concentrations, with levels placed significantly above the publication's threshold benchmark. Lead contamination in cocoa occurs primarily after harvest, when wet cacao beans are dried in contact with soil or lead-containing dust. Premium positioning and higher cacao percentages do not insulate a product from contamination issues at the sourcing and post-harvest handling level. Brand 4 to skip: Godiva dark chocolate. Godiva has operated for nearly a century as a luxury chocolate brand with pricing that explicitly sets it apart from mass-market confectionery. Consumer Reports testing found Godiva dark chocolate among the products with lead levels placed among the highest in the 28-bar test group. The premium price and heritage do not reflect what the independent laboratory found. Godiva issued a formal response maintaining its products are safe under applicable regulatory standards. Consumer Reports Director of Food Policy Brian Ronholm stated in response that legal standards and public health standards are not the same thing. Brand 3 to skip, Lily's Dark Chocolate. Lily's has built a following among health-conscious buyers because it uses stevia and erythritol rather than added sugar, positioning itself as better for blood sugar management. Consumer Reports' December 2022 testing found Lily's Dark Chocolate among the products with lead concentrations up to 265% above the publication's threshold, one of the highest lead readings in the entire test group. The health positioning creates a specific credibility gap when independent testing places the product at the concerning end of the heavy metal spectrum. Brand 2, to skip, Scharfenberger Dark Chocolate. Scharfenberger was founded in 1996 by a winemaker and a physician who became pioneers of the American craft chocolate movement. Consumer Reports testing found Scharfenberger among the brands with the highest cadmium concentrations of the 28 products tested. The brand's sourcing commitment is real and documented, but the testing data shows that sourcing for flavor complexity and sourcing for low heavy metal content are not the same goal. Some of the most prized cacao growing regions have soil profiles that concentrate cadmium in the plant. Brand 1 to skip, Lindt Dark Chocolate. Lindt takes the top position based on 2 documented issues. Consumer Reports, December 2022, testing found Lindt among the brands with the highest cadmium concentrations in the entire 28-bar test group. The testing specifically named Lindt, Scharfenberger, Dove, and Alter Eco as having the highest cadmium concentrations. In February 2023, American consumers filed a class action against Lindt tied directly to those findings. Consumer Reports in October 2023 also delivered a petition with nearly 55,000 signatures to the 4 companies whose bars tested highest in heavy metals urging contamination reduction. Lindt was named as one of those 4 companies. The class action and petition are matters of public record. Brand worth buying, Valrhona. Valrhona is a French chocolate manufacturer founded in 1922 whose sourcing practices center on direct relationships with cacao growers. Consumer Reports testing found Valrhona among the 5 bars out of 28 that fell below California's MADL for both lead and cadmium simultaneously. That double pass is the most meaningful data point from the entire Consumer Reports investigation, reflecting sourcing selectivity and production standards. Valrhona is available at Williams-Sonoma, specialty food retailers, and Amazon. Brand worth buying, Ghirardelli Intense Dark 86% Cacao. Consumer Reports testing found Ghirardelli's Intense Dark bars among the 5 products that passed below California's MADL for both lead and cadmium. This is a notable result for a brand available at Costco, Target, and most grocery chains, demonstrating that low heavy metal content is achievable at a mainstream price point. The specific variety matters. This result applies to the Intense Dark 86% Cacao bar. Shoppers should check the specific variety rather than assuming all Ghirardelli products carry the same result. Brand worth buying, Taza Chocolate. Taza is a Massachusetts-based chocolate maker that uses a stone grinding process inherited from traditional Mexican chocolate production, which produces a coarser texture than conched and refined chocolate. Consumer Reports laboratory testing found Taza among the 5 bars out of 28 tested that fell below California's MADL for both lead and cadmium. Taza also publishes transparent sourcing information about the specific farms and cooperatives that supply its cacao, including direct trade relationships that give the company visibility into growing conditions in ways that typical commodity purchasing arrangements do not. The stone ground format produces a product with a noticeably different texture from most commercial chocolate that some shoppers appreciate and others find unexpected. Brand worth buying, Mast Chocolate. Mast is a Brooklyn-based chocolate brand founded in 2010 with a focus on simple ingredients and direct trade sourcing. Consumer Reports laboratory testing found Mast among the 5 bars that passed below California's MADL for both lead and cadmium simultaneously. The ingredient list for Mast's dark chocolate is cacao, and in sweetened varieties, organic cane sugar. There are no PGPR emulsifiers, no soy lecithin additives, and no compound coating substitutes. The production approach prioritizes cacao sourced from specific farms in regions with lower known heavy metal profiles, which the Consumer Reports testing data validates as producing a meaningfully cleaner result than the brands at the other end of the same test. Brand worth buying: Hu Chocolate. Hu Chocolate was founded in 2012 with a specific mandate to eliminate every ingredient category it considered problematic from its product line, including refined sugars, lecithins, emulsifiers like PGPR, dairy, and sugar alcohols. The standard Hu Dark Chocolate Bar ingredient list contains cacao, organic unrefined coconut sugar, and cocoa butter with nothing else. There are no emulsifiers substituting for cocoa butter quality, no compound coating vegetable fats, and no artificial processing aids. Hu is available at Whole Foods, Target, and most natural food retailers. While Hu was not included in Consumer Reports' original 28-bar test group, the brand's clean ingredient architecture directly avoids the cocoa butter substitution problem that affects the PGPR using brands on the skip list. Drop a comment and tell us which brand you have been buying as your go-to, and subscribe, because we are running the same verified ingredient and testing data across every major grocery category, so you always know what the independent research actually found before you buy.